Hey, Spiritual Chuck here. I'm getting assaulted by the form, right? I don't know if you can see those mosquitoes in the sky right there in front of. Probably can't. It's probably not there, but it's like form is like the opposite of formless, right? Like finite consciousness versus um, formless consciousness. And the only defense against form that I've found is formless, is pure consciousness, is the Father. Okay? The Father is the only defense against the Mother. The Mother is form, she's all of that in a bag of chips. She's the multiplicity, she's the pleroma, she's, all finite consciousness. That's the difference between Indian men and American men is that they understand that and they treat their women as if they're everything and they treat themselves as if they're nothing. Where American men try and treat themselves as if they're everything and that their women are nothing, and they get into a lot of trouble that way. But nevertheless, when you start looking at form and you start looking at even karma, for example, you know, that great teacher Ramana Maharshi that I studied for years, he renounced it. He renounced form as being uh, a non-issue in the presence of formlessness. So he didn't entertain necessarily all of the angels and the pleroma and so many things, because there's a source behind all of that. Some of my teachings, if you want to call them that, some of my experiences along this journey that I've been on, I'll give you of late in particular, dumpster diving lately is I've been doing it, but I didn't really let y'all know, so much. But it's like the more I walk along and the more I surrender to the formless, the more abundant form shows up. It's almost like the devil tempting me. That would be a good example of it. It's like as soon as I'm, free of the need to buy a pack of cigarettes, one shows up, a whole pack, or whatever the case is, right? But I mean, rather than looking at it like it's the devil tempting me, it's more like the abundance of the form or of the mother, that's all the while there. And as long as you don't, let her run you, in other words, the form to take all precedence over the formless. Don't do that. It's like stay close to the Father, stay close to the stillness, and from that comes everything, not the other way around. But if you start living backwards in life and you start thinking form begets form begets form begets formless, and that form is going to get me the peace that I seek, I'm barking up the wrong tree. You understand? So these are the lessons that I'm really trying to convey as I'm walking across, walking down the road and being amazed at the next synchronicity or the synchronistic manifestation of form. And I'm amazed by it. Don't get me wrong. The mother is amazing. But she's secondary to the source. And she always has been. And unfortunately, we're not taught that. We're taught the other way around. that we're going to get peace, if we could just get our affairs in order. And it's never going to happen. Never. It's a pipe dream. And people are running around. I mean, I sit in parking lots. I sit in front of stores. I sit, wherever. And I watch people running around, trying to get their affairs in order. Their body is out of shape because they're drinking rocks in their spring water, and I'm blown away. Okay, guys. Doesn't look like I'm doing much, but you don't have to do much when you're walking around blown away. So here I am. Check it out. Now I came down here to this little lake, this little marina, just for the fun of it. See, now there's those mosquitoes. Can you see them now? Yeah, fortunately they're over there, not over here. Pretty though, huh? Not bad. Not bad, Mama. Oh, God bless the mother. In all her form. She's so much. But it's like, I heard a 60s song. I was trying to think of it a minute ago. But anyway, hang on a second. Well, I can't remember. Here was one. If there's anybody out there in YouTube land watching me and they're thinking, hey, I need to go get a job, or I need to go do something, or I'm living off of other people, or all of the myriad of excuses that one might say that I'm not living a holy life. I just like to say, try it. Try it. Just try living on circumstances and allowing them to provide for you. Tonight I had dinner in a barbecue dumpster, and it was fantastic. I had chopped beef, I had some chicken, I had some rolls, I had some butter, I had some baked potato, I had some beans, I had some macaroni, and it was fantastic. Like it just came out on the table, in the restaurant. And I got exactly what I needed, and I walked on. So Gaudapada said, stay close to it and allow circumstances to provide for you. He's talking about staying close to that stillness, or the formlessness, or the pure consciousness, the Sat Chit Ananda, the existence consciousness bliss. Try that. See how it feels. See if the mother doesn't come in and try and roust you from your stillness and your peace. The only way to obliterate form is to truly know the formless. The only way to know the formless is to stop, and to stop for at least 3 days. If you don't stop for 3 days and you don't get deep sleep and you don't wake up, you didn't get it. It's like you may get it for a minute, you may get it for a moment, and it'll be gone. It's not going to stay with you. The experience I had in a storage unit 18 years ago was so profound that it did stay with me. Although I didn't stay close to it, and it's been 18 years. And still, that stillness has empowered me enough to walk through life the way that I am right now, renouncing form while being right in the middle of it. Like totally in the middle of the form, like walking down the highway, in the middle of the median of the highway. And not too blown away to stop and pick up a cigarette butt, or a lighter, or I don't know, folks. I've told you how to do it. I'd like to teach people to do this. I'd like to have a opportunity and a facility to do it for people, or allow people to go and spend 3 days on distilled water and then 3 days in the dark on their water. You know, there's a lot of things I'd like to do. But the number one thing is being. Without being, all bets are too many. Too many bets. Too much multiplicity. Can't decide. Wishy-washy Libra. You know? So anyway, God bless you guys. And peace. Peace, peace. And then all the motion you can stand. These are the woods I'm going to camp in tonight. I think, unless somebody runs me off. Looks like a pretty good deal. We'll see. If I can get my tent set up without the mosquitoes carrying me off. Because they do itch. Hope it made sense, folks. Or I hope it didn't make sense. You know, beyond the senses is the Father, incomprehensible. You don't have to figure it out. Just let it be. And then from there, you can do anything.